Salutations to all our future judges. In this video, we are going to see how to prepare for civil judge exams preliminary part 5. Those who have not seen part 1, part 2, part 3 and part 4, please watch the videos, then watch part 5 so that it's easy for you to get the continuity. I've given the link for those parts in the iCard as well as in the description. In this video, we are discussing how to tackle the negative marks and certain other strategies in preliminary exam. There are certain important questions which you need to answer to yourself. However, I have given some answers to it as well. The first question is, have you thoroughly studied the physical study material you possess or have access to? If your answer is no, then you should stop gathering more materials. First, you should complete the study material you possess or you have access to. Next question is, how many focused hours you spend every day for your studies? If it is less than 5 hours, you try to increase it to be minimum 5 hours per day, and you need to ensure that you follow it consistently till the exam gets over or till you are getting selected. Third aspect is, have you ever complained that others or circumstances are responsible for a failure or being non-successful? If that be the case, please stop blaming others or circumstances because you cannot change them. And the only option is you have to change yourself. Next question is, if you have already attended the exam, have you ever identified why you failed or partly succeeded? Some might have succeeded in preliminary, but they would have failed in main exams, and some would have succeeded in main exam, they would have failed in the interview. So these are all possibilities. So you need to first identify as to why you failed or why you got only a part success. This will help you to plan further, and further this will help you to clear the exam. Next is, if this is your first attempt, have you ever attended a previous year question paper in the same exam pattern? If your answer is no, please try to attend a previous year question paper so that you know what is your capability now, what you're capable now. Next is, there are some people who say like, if I help others, they could turn a competitor. The basic fact is, you are your only competition in this world. So helping others, on the contrary, will help you to perform better because you'll be getting their support as well. In addition to this, there's a chance for you to learn more because for others' sake, you'll be learning more. And always associate with people who have the same aim or target. And the next question is, have you ever procrastinated? That is, have you ever postponed doing things? If the answer is yes, better stop it right now. Otherwise, you are digging your own grave. Many candidates ask as to how many questions they should attempt in a civil judge exam and how to score more marks. Now, there is a mathematical table which I have created for identifying this fact. The first column is the questions you have attempted, and the second is answers which were incorrect, and the third is total. As you all know, in the notification, what was explained in the previous videos, it was stated that for open competition, the minimum pass mark is 40. So taking that minimum pass is 40, that 40 needs to be secured by each and every aspirant. Imagine if you have got that 40, then how to score more marks? By attending more questions. So for this, you need to split the balance questions. That is, the balance 60 questions are to be split as 4 questions, as a batch of 4 questions. So for example, or for a sample analysis, I've given a table for calculation. You can extend this table for further question numbers. For example, I've given from 41 to 44. You can create your own table starting from 45 to 100. And you can use this table as a reference for future also. Imagine you have attended 41 questions and all of them are correct, then you get 41 marks. And if one is incorrect, you get 39.75, which is falling below that 40 mark. And if it is 42, so if the entire 42 is correct, you get 42, and if it is if one question is incorrect, one answer is incorrect, then you get 40.75. If two answers are incorrect, you get 39.50. And if it is 43 and the entire 43 answers are correct, you get 43 marks. And if one answer is correct, one answer is incorrect, you get 41.75. And if two answers are incorrect, you get 40.50. And if three answers are incorrect, you get 39.25. And if it is 44 questions, and if all of them are correct, you get 44 marks. And if one answer is incorrect, you get 42.75. If two answers are incorrect, you get 41.50. And if three answers are incorrect, you get 40.25. And if four answers are incorrect, you get 39. So from this table, you could identify that the middle path would be the best one. For example, if you take 44, if you have attended 44 questions, and if 44 is correct, you get 44 marks. In case if it goes wrong, if one question is wrong or two questions are wrong, then still you get 41.50. If two of them are wrong, that is 50 is wrong. 40 you have to get, and out of these four questions, 2 is wrong. So which means that 50% is wrong. Even if 50% is wrong, you get 1.50 marks additional. So always take a middle path. Now we'll see as to how you should answer a question. Many have this problem while attending the exams. So let me give you a small idea as to how you can resolve that problem. One is, you can put one dot. For example, if you are reading a question and if you know the answer for sure, there are four answers given and you know that one answer is correct and you know that correct answer as well. In that case, you can put one dot next to that question. And if you know that out of four choices or four answers which are given, one out of two could be correct, then you can put two dots. And if you know that out of the four answers which are given, one out of three could be correct, then you can put three dots. Then always shade from starting from one dot. So you need to ensure that you answer 40 questions perfectly, and after that you can go for the two dots. So one dot should be at least 40, and two dots you can start answering subsequently, and third dots you can answer subsequently. And imagine if you got one dot and two dots together, say around 60% or 60 questions you are crossing with one dot and two dots, then better don't attempt third dots. It is a safer option, because if you get negative marks, it could reduce the marks already you obtained. And after attending these 40 questions, you need to split the questions as 4 questions, as batches of 4 questions. So out of 4 questions, if you are sure that out of these 4 questions, one of the question you are going to answer perfectly, like for one question you know the correct answer, then don't hesitate to attempt those 4 questions, because the balance 3 questions, one could be correct based on luck. So if that happens, you will have that middle path, like 50-50 chance, which I explained earlier. And if you are completely confused as to the options, better leave that question. Don't even think of attending that question. There are some important tips for preparation. First, when you're preparing for preliminary, don't prepare for just the preliminary. Prepare for the main exam as well as the viva, that is interview. The reason being, you don't get much time to prepare for main exams if you get selected in preliminary. Many fail due to lack of time. So prepare for the main exam in the beginning itself. And you need to calculate how much time you take for shading the circle. And if it is more than 5 seconds, try to bring it to 5 seconds. And start reading the newspapers regularly, because it can help you score marks in general knowledge, and it can help you write essays in main exam. And in interview, if they ask the current affairs or the current news related aspects, you can answer it perfectly. And you are given 180 minutes for 100 questions, which means you are getting 1.8 minutes for answering one question. That is 108 seconds for each question. And you get 100 seconds for reading and understanding the question, 3 seconds for putting dots. This is the maximum time I'm saying, you can even reduce it, and 5 seconds for shading. So practically you just get 100 seconds for answering a question. You won't be permitted to take your watch inside the exam hall, and time will be announced once in half an hour. So what you can do is you can split the questions as batch of 20 and calculate the time. That is, within 2160 seconds, that is 36 minutes, you need to finish 20 questions. You can have this as a normal time, that is 20 questions should be completed within half an hour. And if you don't understand a question in the first reading itself, just jump to the next question, don't even think of it. Then you can come back to that question at a later stage if you have time. Never stick to one format for preparation. For example, there may be some candidate who may only be reading the books. They won't be watching the YouTube, or they won't be listening to the podcast or audio files, or they won't be discussing with their friends. So don't stick on to a particular format. Get your knowledge from wherever you can. It is always a better option. And in preliminary, what is expected is speed and accuracy. So you need to be fast and you need to be accurate as well. So please ensure that training brings this. Next is, there are some strategies for attending the preliminary exam. First, there are 3 stages in this. Whoever is starting or thinking of attending the civil judge exam, they will be in the first stage to start with. First, they need to identify what is that. Then after identifying that, they'll identify what is the chapter or section and try to read that and understand what it is. And subsequent to that, after understanding, they can go and shade the circles. That is, they can answer the question. Second stage is, they'll stop thinking, in the sense like they already know from which act it comes, the question is asked, or from which chapter it has come. They know all these things. They just try to apply that aspect with a question. Then they shade it. And the final stage is look and shade. You see the question, immediately you know the answer. So you need to come to this final stage for being successful in the preliminary exam. Then you might ask a question as to how I can come to the third stage. You should be in a position to identify from which act the question is asked, from which chapter it is asked, from which section it is asked. Once you have arrived at the section, then you need to correlate the question with relevant examples and explanations in the section. Each and every section will have an explanation. And sometimes some examples are also given. You need to correlate the question with those examples and explanations, and frequent revision is a must. And in this point, I'd like to state that you need to understand, you need to read, and you need to revise any act within a short span. And you can use the 10 minutes lecture series in this channel as a tool for doing this. And certain aspects are also given under the playlist called as law. And you can even read from there. And next thing is, at least once in a week or a month, try to answer a full question paper. If you have sufficient time, then at least once in a month. And if you don't have sufficient time, better do it once in a week. And every time you answer the question, you check how much time you take. You can even repeat the same question paper again and again till you get thorough with the said question paper. If you like the video, please do subscribe to the channel by pressing the red color subscribe button and select all to receive the notification immediately when a video is published in this channel. Do share the video to those who are in need. If you like the video, please do press the thumbs up button. Your comments are most welcome in this channel. If you feel that I have left something in this video, or if you want me to post a video on some other subject, please do state that in the comment. Let us join hands together and contribute for a learned society. Thank you.